Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're well. It's our second day here on the Isle of Arran and the weather is supposed to be really nice today. At the moment it's still quite cloudy, but it should get better, and we decided to hire a car so that we can tour the island, because I've been to the north of Arran, to Lochranza, many times, but I don't really know the west coast and the south, so we are going that way today probably, at the King's Caves. After picking up the car at Brodick harbour, we drove 25 minutes to the parking of the King's Cave. So we made it to the parking of the King's Cave. The car is not really... it's not very beautiful compared to the one I hired to go to Skye in Glasgow Airport from Arnold Clark. We can't put our music, our playlist, so that's a shame. But it's okay, like, it's going, so that's important. So now we have a short walk. I mean, I'm not sure it's that short. And we should see cliffs and caves as well. By the way, we're paying £80 today to hire the car from 10:30 a.m. until 6:30. The company is called Arran Hire, I think. I'll leave you the link in the description box.
2 ore e mezza.
Cavolo, ma sarà vero così o solo i bradipi ci mettono 2 ore e mezza? Perché ogni tanto. I'm already telling you it's not a short walk. It's 2 hours and a half. But let's see if we'll make it shorter. I will put another sweater on because it's so cold. The Isle of Arran is one of Scotland's most accessible islands, and it's perfect for a day trip as well as for a short break or a full-on week. Its microclimate is an optimal breeding ground for fauna and flora, and its waters are used as the basis for all the produce of the island. It takes around 2 hours and 45 minutes to drive around the whole island, approximately 70 miles. The King's Cave is the largest among the caves right by the sea, which can be reached just north of the village of Blackwaterfoot. The caves were formed around 10,000 to 6,000 years ago during an ice age. Records suggest that the cave might have been used for church meetings in the 18th century and as a school too. King's Cave is so called because legend says that in 1306 Robert the Bruce sheltered in the cave after a battle to claim the Scottish throne, and he's said to have been inspired by watching a spider's many attempts at building a web, ultimately being successful, leading him to not give up on his goal to take the throne. It was a beautiful walk. I really recommend it. The weather is perfect. It's just the most beautiful day. This is how beautiful and new our car is. Look, wait.
Aspetta, l'ho ribloccato.
This is a stable where you can go horse riding, and I went in 2020, but it was a horrible day and it rained the whole 2 hours that I've been riding and I got the flu. quasi. I thought we were the most exotic ones, but there's Sydney and Iceland, so we're not. Ciao. Dun dun. Arran's history goes back thousands of years. So this is an abandoned village or stables or farmhouse, and it looks really cool. Let's go. I think it really looks like the village of Braveheart. It reminds me of the village at the beginning of the movie. There are various standing stones around the island, and the main site is Machrie Moor, which has 7 stone circles to explore, including the iconic 5 meters high pillars. Other prehistorical sites include chambered cairns and hut circles, all scattered around the island. People have lived on Arran for thousands of years, as the standing stones show. Most of these would have been connected with burial chambers, whilst the standing stones go back to 2000 years before Christ. They have actually been positioned over previous wooden circles, thought to date back to 4500 before Christ. Some circles are formed of granite boulders, while others are built of red sandstone pillars. The land is covered with other prehistorical remains, including burial cairns. At the summer solstice, the notch is intersected by the sun at sunrise, and this may explain why the circles were sited in this location. The stone circles were recorded in 1861 by James Bryce. I'm always in love with Scotland. It's not a surprise, but today I am particularly in love with the weather, the places. It's magic. It's really magical, and knowing that we're standing on a sacred landscape, and it's crazy to think that there was people here 4500 years ago doing celebrations. Wow. Okay.
measure of a footballer is, what he does on the big occasions, and he's a young man in terms of they want that.
È una foca, bro. No. As I was saying in the video, the weather that day was so beautiful that same evening there was one of the most beautiful Northern Lights sightings in Scotland, and me and my friend were absolutely gutted because we went to bed at 11 and we missed the most beautiful Northern Lights. I've traveled to Finland, Sweden and Iceland, and I've never seen them, and I could have seen them from my house. That was horrible, finding out the following morning that there were the Northern Lights, but I'm glad for those who managed to see them. I grew up 5 miles away from where Italian fascist dictator Benito Mussolini was shot to death, alongside his mistress Claretta Petacci.